Good morning. This hymn's text is taken from Alfred Lord Tennyson's poem, In Memoriam. The music was written by Percy Carter Buck, an English music writer, music editor, teacher, and organist, and who was knighted in 1937 for his service to the English music world. Please rise in body or spirit to join us in our gathering song, Ring Out Wild Bells. Here we go. Ring out wild bells to the wild, wild sky, the flying clouds, the frosty light. The year is dying in the night. Ring out wild bells and let it die. Ring out wild, oh, bring in the blue, in happy bells across the snow. The year is going, let it go. Ring out the songs, bring in the dew. Ring out the grief that saps the mind. For those that hear we see no more. Ring out the flute of rich and poor. Ring in redress to find. Ring out false pride in the place and blood. The civic standard on the spite. Ring in the love of truth and right. Ring in the common love of good.
Good morning. Welcome to the Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm the Reverend Leslie Takahashi, and my pronouns are she and her. And I'm glad to see you, the rain-defying ones. Thought that I might be here by myself today, so it's really lovely to have you all here. So we're grateful to have you here in the sanctuary. We're grateful to have folks online. This is an important time for community, and we hope we'll make community stronger in 2026. Special welcome to those who are here after a long absence, which we have quite a few. Those who are here for the first time, look forward to greeting you and hope you might take a moment to sign a visitor's card either through the website or in our Borton Hall after the service. And because today is the first Sunday of the month, we will have a time after the service where those who are ready can sign our membership book. So please see me after the service if you're interested in that. So we're grateful to have all of you here. And I'm going to mention to my friends online, we'll just take a moment to say hello, that later in the service it would be helpful if you have a very small piece of paper and maybe a piece of string or thread if you happen to have that. And if not, we'll figure out a workaround on that one. You can get a bigger piece of paper if you don't have that. But you might want something of that nature to participate in what we're doing together later. So there's a lot going on in our community always. Today, after the service, we'll be invited to create maybe take a little time for creativity, which is one of the things that helps keep us centered during these times. So we have a table set up. You can make a little vision board. You can just put some words together. I have a challenge for you. Someone just donated us these tubes. I would like to see someone put together a 3-dimensional vision object. So the first person to do that will get my deep gratitude. So there you go. This is also the time of the year when we have our new round of community circles starting. The community circles are small groups of intentional conversation that are facilitated and are a great way to get to know and make new connections. Connections are another way that we keep ourselves centered in these times. And today we also are continuing our commitment to faith-based comprehensive sexual education and with our OWL program. And today there is a parent meeting for the 7 to 9 parents, just in case in the flurry of the holidays you forgot that, which is possible, I think. So I just thought Marina and I thought we'd remind you of that. And finally, a week from today at 6:30, there will be a multicultural game night. We're bringing back a tradition that we used to have as a chance to gather and just have some fun and joy together, because fun and joy are also going to be important to us in 2026, which is all my way of saying that we're grateful to have you here. And the best way to tap into all the things that are happening here is to read our online newsletter or the Beacon and the weekly email as well. So welcome to this beloved community.
Good morning. I'm Andrew Oswald, member of your Board of Trustees. My pronouns are he and him. Welcome to our service. We begin our services by reading our mission together. We bring to life our Unitarian Universalist values as we seek truth and work for justice, nurture compassion and courage, reach out to each other and to our larger community of faith, bridge the divisions that wound the human family, transform ourselves and our world. We want you to be part of us. If you are with us in person, feel free to join us in Borton Hall after the service to meet old friends and to meet someone new. We also have an online coffee hour right after the service. Next, we'll have a congregational meeting on January 25th, 11:15 a.m. to discuss bylaws change, reduce the size of the board, vote to ordain Ron Annan as a UU minister. Yeah. And a congregational resolution to eliminate the use of fossil fuels on our campus by 2035. Please come and be part of this important part of our democratic process. We love that this is a community of many generations. Let's keep it going into the future by considering a special end of year or beginning of year gift. Together we are creating this place of joy and sanctuary. And welcome. It's good to be together.
Okay, how many people besides me have had a few moments of wondering what we should say about starting this new year. Okay, so this is what we're going to say all together. Welcome to 2026. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Welcome to 2026. And may it be the best year it can be. That said, I wanted to say, we do normally do an exchange of greetings here, and we're going to do one, but I wanted us to take this particular piece. In this service today, we're going to be taking apart a little bit of some of the things we do to help us see these are important small rituals of resilience for us. So one of the reasons that we greet one another is that it's important to be seen. It's important to be beheld. It's important to be noticed. And it's important to know that we are a community together. So if you're online, I invite you, even if you've said hello in the chat, say hello again, because people that have come in after you won't have seen your name. Welcome other people. And if you're here in the room, let's take some time for this ritual of beholding. Thank you.
All right. I'd like to invite those who are young and young at heart to come forward. We are about to light our chalice, and we light our chalice to reconnect with our values on a regular basis, especially in these stressful times. So some words are going to pop up on the screen, and I would love to have you say the words with me as I light the chalice. We light this chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We are the Church of the Open Mind. We are the Church of the Helping Hands. We are the Church of the Loving Hearts. With minds, hands, and hearts, we care for this earth, for each other, and ourselves.
All right, so a good morning to everyone, and welcome to 2026. It's good to have you. I hear a few other folks, if you want to come forward, you're welcome to, however you want to be. So I need 8 volunteers to stand up here, and the volunteers don't have to be from this part of the room. I need 8 volunteers in the front of the room.
Ooh,
Thank
I see
you.
A hand over here.
Okay, come on. That's great. You got. Okay, thank you, Ananda. So let's get our 8 right here, up here on the 8. I need 8. I still don't. I think I have Can someone help me with this? I seem to have 4. Okay, I have 5. Max wants to volunteer? Okay, there we go.
We're getting close.
Okay.
We're getting close. Oh,
All right,
this is
there.
gonna be
I
up
think
your
we
alley,
now have
Max.
8.
Okay,
1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
All right, can we thank our volunteers? All right. So a couple were voluntold, but that's okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little piece in a minute about rhythm. Because as we go through these times, one of the things that's really important, and I know some of the people down here know this, is to engage with music and dance and the arts and things, and running and walking, things that bring us into rhythm. So let's just do this out here with everybody. Can you just kind of move from one foot to the other? We got our volunteers here. They're going to show us. They're on a very narrow step, so feel free not to do that if you want. All right, so because what's important is that actually is that has a healing property in our bodies when we're stressed. So it's important. Okay, so we can stop doing that. You all did really well with that. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little game, and it's called Pass the Beat Around the Room. And this is how it works. Each of you is going to say one syllable of the phrase, except the last person is going to be the rest. That's going to be you to start with, Matt. Okay, yeah, I know. Yes, and then we're going to just try it a couple of times. We're going to start each time with a different person. So this time we're going to start with Max. Max would be pass. Just say this, pass. Around the room, and then you go like this. You're the rest. All right? And everyone's going to join in the rest. All right, that's your job. Okay, let's try it a couple times. The second time, Ananda will start us, okay? So let's try it. Beat. Okay, thank you for reminding Matt. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. No, we're starting with a different person, so you're beat.
Room.
Woo, okay, let's start with, yes, you're good, go ahead, yep. Woo, okay, one more time, Andy? Woo, okay. This time we're going to make it a little harder. Whoever is beat has to clap, and everyone's going to clap with them, okay? Okay, and we're starting with you. All right, you're up. Here we go. Woo, okay. Keep going, Jeff. Round. Woo, okay, let's try it one more time, Sandy. Woo. Okay, we'll let Matt start it one more time. Okay, ready? Woo. Okay, now we're going to try something a little trickier. This is a new year. We got to do some things. All right, and this is how it's going to work. This group plus our singers, who we're so glad to have, our MDUUCs, are going to be the first group. And then we're going to go to that section, and this section, and this section, and this section, and back. We're going to do the same thing with the claps and the rest. We got it? You guys are starting. So what your word is, pass. Ready?
Pass. The room.
Woo! All right. Let's see. You guys start. Pass. All right. You guys did pretty good. One more time. Let's see.
Oh.
All right. Good job, everyone.
Awesome. Let's give a round of applause to our volunteers. You guys can head back to your seats. Thank you so much. Music and movement can be so calming for our nervous system and help us feel more connected and grounded. And with that, I'd like to invite you to have sing our children and youth out to their activities.
As you leave this friendly place, Lord, give light to every face. May the kindness which you learn
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Wes Van Honey, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. Today, we'll be talking about a New Year's resolution that is part of an yearly tradition to a lot of us. My take on this for today is about not creating anything new or adding something different into our routines that most likely we will not stick with it for more than 2 or 3 months down the road, right? Let's be realistic here and find ways to increase or enhance all the good in our lives that is already part of our routine. We'll have better chances to succeed with it and carry it on throughout the whole year. I'll talk about the routines that build vitality, the ones that focus on nurturing our body, mind, and spirit through consistent small actions like daily movement, nutritious eating, sufficient sleep, mindfulness, and strong social connections, creating a lifestyle that supports energy and well-being rather than just preventing illness. Key practices include morning hydration, exercise, healthy meals, digital detox, stress-reducing activities like meditation or hobbies, and proactive preventive care, all designed to foster resilience and a positive mindset. So here are a few examples of physical vitality routines. Morning hydration and fuel. Start with water, then a breakfast rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats to energize your day. Daily movement. Aim for 30 minutes of enjoyable activity, walking, yoga, dancing, to boost heart, muscle, and metabolic health. Strength training. Incorporate resistance training a few times a week to maintain muscle and bone density. Nutrient-rich diet. Fill your plate with colorful fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 6, 7, or plus hours in a restful environment with screens away at least 30 minutes before bed. Some examples of mental and emotional vitality routines. Mindfulness and stress relief. Practice deep breathing. Yes. Meditation, journaling, or creative hobbies to manage stress. Digital detox. Take regular breaks from technology to recharge mentally. Gratitude and positivity. Reflect on what you're thankful for to boost mental well-being. Connection. Nurture relationships with loved ones and contribute to something bigger than yourself. Learning. Engage your mind with new challenges and knowledge. And here are some examples of preventive and proactive routines. Regular checkups. Don't wait for health issues. Stay on top of preventive care and screenings. Self-care sanctuary. Schedule time for activities that bring you peace and replenish your energy. How to build your vitality routine. Start small. Pick one habit at a time and build from here. Be consistent. Discipline and passion in small moments create lasting momentum. Listen to your body. Pay attention to what feels good and avoid overdoing it to prevent injury. At this moment right now, we are practicing all of the mental and emotional vitality routines. We are practicing mindfulness and stress relief, digital detox, unless you look at your phone right now, gratitude and positivity, connection, and we are learning. See, that isn't that hard. We are doing a lot of things right now. So let's keep it and carry it out, these routines, throughout this new year, here and together. Let's worship. Thank you.
This Gaelic melody from Lachlan Macbean's Songs and Hymns of the Gael, 1900, harmonized by David Evans, an academic, church musician, and leader of Welsh national musical life. The text was written by Eleanor Fagin, a British writer specializing in works for children. Please rise in body or spirit to sing our congregational song, Morning Has Broken. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first word. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them spring, fresh from the sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one night, Eden's the babe. Praise with elation, praise every morning, praise the creation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word.
We are always so glad when we get to welcome the MDUUCs led by the amazing Akbi Rasmussen. So thank you all for being here. I'm still thinking about that challenge that Wes gave us. Very good, Wes. Thank you. So I'm going to invite us all to engage in a shared reading. I'm going to say some words, and then there'll be some words on the screen for you. And we can just take a moment to greet this new year, because this year is what it is. And our continuing to not want that to be true will not help us get better through this year. So here we go. Our wise eyes greet this year, eyes full of what we never wished to see. Eyes still willing to remain open, still tender enough to laugh and bear tears, and so, within the realities of this year, we search for sources of hope. Our ears ring with the cacophony of this week, ears deafened by the shouts of the angry, the shouts of the frightened, the cries of the dispossessed. Within the realities of this week, we commit to listen. Our weary hearts enter into this day. Hearts filled with concern for those not safe or held, those mocked or bullied or villainized or bombed. Hearts still passing a strong beat from one to another, and so, within the realities of this day, we promise care. We hold this year with burdened minds, minds numbed at times by the irrationality of the emerging world, minds yet still willing to unlock the puzzle pieces we can, and so, within the realities of this moment, we pledge to be mindful of joy and sorrow, pain and possibility.
Feminist folk singer and activist Holly Neer wrote this powerful anthem about openness, support, and social change, reflecting Neer's deep involvement in women's rights, LGBTQ+ activism, and peace movements since the 1970s. Please remain seated, but feel free to sing along with us. I am willing.
So I'm going to invite you into the spirit of meditation with me. Because one thing that we as a community may need to learn more, even as we enter from this 2025 into this 2026, as we enter willing to open our hearts to the facts of this world. Not the world that we used to know and often long for, not the world that we hope is before us and will always work for, but this world that we are in today. Is that a practice that we as a community must do upon occasion, is to engage in the ritual of lament. Being able to say together those things that burden our hearts, that weight us down, that we sometimes cannot always talk to those around us, that we're not sure it's safe to mention to our coworkers or our neighbors or even some of our friends and family. But our deep sense of injury about what is happening to the world that we love. In this world today of 2026, learning to lament is a vital skill. So I invite you in this moment to find your breath, if your breath is something that's helpful to you. We talked about rhythm before, so just remembering that rhythm, breathing in, breathing out. And if that is not something that works for you, then you might go back to that little toe tapping we were doing, right, left, right, left. But just something that reminds you that there's something larger that holds us, whatever name you give it. And we, within this space, have many names for the holy and sacred, but we call them to us today to hear this lament from our hearts. For our hearts are bleeding and breaking, and we need to be with others who are willing to hold for brief moments together the shared pain that we feel within our world. That sense of confusion that we have, that the world that we thought we lived in, many of us, is not the world that we now inhabit. That sense of pain that many of us have, that the world we always knew was here, is now more here. A world grounded in hatred, not love. We hold in our hearts today those who are holding these laments with us around the world. We hold the people of Gaza. We hold the people of Ukraine. We hold the people of Nigeria. We hold the people of Venezuela. We hold all of the people in the world who are wondering what is happening in our name around the world. And we hold in our hearts today our neighbors and friends and those of us who are feeling the most frightened in these times. We hold our immigrants. We hold people who are poor. We hold people who have medical conditions and are disabled and need reliable and affordable medical care. We hold our LGBTQI friends and community. We especially hold our trans kin. In this space, we hold our fears and our disappointments that the leaders of all stripes in our nation, in our non-functioning democracy at the moment, are complaining that they are getting too much feedback from constituents when they say there's nothing that they can do. And we lament that they do not yet have the moral imagination to meet these times. And we pray that in this year emerging, we will help them find it. In this moment of unburdening, we hold together what is sometimes too large to hold alone. And we hold it here because we know that here among our shared values, here among our aspirations, the seeds of these hopes and what they can plant in the future are nurtured among us. And yet to do that, to hold them today, we must hold them with true knowledge of the world that we enter into in this 2026. We do this with sadness, but also with resolution. We do this with the intention to persevere and to hold together what we cannot hold alone.
Remain seated, but feel free to sing along with us the song, Put a Little Love in Your Heart.
Put a little So my gratitude, we don't do this very often, but we need to acknowledge those wonderful people who are signing up to be our ushers, and we could always use more of them, but can we just thank them? And we have some people that really were voluntold today to be additional ushers, and thank you to them, because they're going to come around and they're going to pass out some threads to us as we get ready to think about our rituals of commitment together. And while that's happening, I'm just going to say this, that almost every first service of the year, we do a service of ritual, and it's often rituals to welcome the new year from different cultures. And we're doing something a little different today because it's important to recognize this particular year, this 2026. And so I want to thank again the MDUUCs and just really appreciate Aki, who's just such an amazing resource to us. So they were telling us that we need to put a little love in our hearts, and we do. And in order to do that, we may have some things that we need to let go of. Because where are we going to put that love if it's filled with hate? Where are we going to put that love if it's filled with despair? Where are we going to put that love if it's filled with denial or tuning out? So when you came in, some of you maybe were given a little square of paper. And just take a moment and think about that little square of paper. And when we do the offertory in a little while, you're going to be invited to come up and put that square of paper in our bowl. And with that, I'm going to invite you to relinquish something from 2025 that is no longer serving you to fully enter into this year. So take a moment and think about that. What is something that is not fully serving you from years gone by that it's time to relinquish? And you can come up during our offertory and put it in this bowl, which we use for the rituals of this community. And you also should have, so if we could get the ushers to hand out the threads, that would be great. Because it's a year in which we need to think about our whole selves and how we prepare ourselves to meet this year. And I really appreciate what Wes shared, because he really talked about all the different ways we can prepare our mind, body, and spirit for this year. And that's what we really need to think about, because this is one of those years where we are going to need all of it. And unlike last year, we know that a little better, don't we? Yes, we're a little more prepared this year. So you're going to be asked to take a thread, and they're very small. I will fully admit they should be cords, but it was that kind of day. They're threads. We will, as a community, help one another keep hold of our threads here. And as the threads come around to you, I will just say that we've done many rituals with threads before on this day in past years, because the tying of a thread is, in many traditions, a sign of luck or intention, promise, memory. There are many reasons why people use threads as a sign of commitment. Oh, and you know what, Wes? I actually brought 2 of these, so you would have one, and I didn't give it to you. You can just separate them. You can take one of them. There we go. All right. So how are those threads doing? They're working their way around? Okay. You don't have to, of course, but if you are willing, we appreciate it. Richard is also bringing you paper if you didn't get a paper. But I'm going to invite you to receive. If you need a thread, yes, get our folks in the front. Yep. Okay. If you need a thread, just at this point, put your hand up. People will come to you. There's some gaps in the front here, my threading friends. Look to the other side, Brandon. You've got a group. All right, there we go. All right. And if you're at home, this is why I keep putting in the chat for those of you at home to have a piece of paper or a thread. We hope that you will write on your piece of paper something that you'd like to give up and crumble it during our offertory as well. And if you don't have thread near you, you can just use a piece of paper to write down your answers to these other questions we're about to go through. All right. Okay, I think we're getting there. All right, how many people still need thread at this point? We would have given these out earlier, but there's no way you would have known where they were by this point in the service. So can we thank our ushers and people that are volunteering? We just so appreciate them. One of the commitments we could make is to usher. Okay. All right, I'm going to ask you to hold up your thread. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to take your thread, and as you can, and not everyone is going to find this easy, so you might ask your neighbor to help if it's a problem for you. But tie a knot in your thread for something you know you need to do this year to remain strong of heart. This is specific to you. Something you need to do to be strong of heart. And if you're at home, you can tie a thread or you can write this on your paper. We're grateful that you're joining us. And then I'm going to invite you, because this is really personal to us. We all have different things we have to do. So again, within your frame, within this particular year, I invite you to tie a knot for something that you can do that helps you remember what's good in life. And by which I mean literally life in all its forms. Maybe it's interacting with your garden, a plant. Maybe it's taking a walk, looking at the moon. Maybe it's being with a beloved animal, or watching animals run free or birds fly. Whatever it is, tie a knot in your thread. And I invite you to also tie a knot for something you know that you need to do to keep your mind limber, because all this doom scrolling and all this overwhelm is not good for our minds, as Wes reminded us. So let's tie another knot for something, a very specific thing that you can do. Take a moment to think about it, to keep your mind limber. Our minds are all different. They all need to be exercised, though, in different ways. And tie a knot for some way you can connect with healing rhythms, because that is so important for us in the body, because we hold stress in our body. Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's singing, maybe it's walking, maybe it's running. That would not be me. Whatever it is for you, tie a knot in your thread, or write it on your paper if you're at home, or just mention in your mind if that's better for you. Tie a knot for something that can keep your soul shining and singing. Maybe it's something creative. Maybe it's participating in our little creativity activity afterward, just to remind yourself that it's okay not to be an artist, but to enjoy art. Maybe it's looking at color and savoring it. Maybe it's photography or playing an instrument or playing with paint. Maybe it's just enjoying the colors of people in their clothing walking by. Whatever it is, tie a knot in your string. Tie a knot for one thing you will do to deepen your sense of community in this world in 2026. Because we all need to be connected in whatever way works for us in this world. And there may be something else that you know is important to the preservation of your mind, body, spirit, soul. Tie a knot for what you will do to keep your sense of the values you want in the world alive, even when the world is not keeping them alive, or it may feel that way. When you wake up every morning to news that contradicts the values that you care about, tie a knot in your string. And one of the things we will do in the service of community is, if you're comfortable doing so, turn to a neighbor and invite them to tie a knot that attaches the string to a wrist or a finger, whichever you want. But have someone help you. You might actually have the skills to do this by yourself. We're asking you not to do that. Try to let someone else do it unless you really need to, because it's not comfortable for you, that's fine. You at home, this might be a good chance just to look back through your lists. If you have managed to affix your cord to your hand at this point, will you raise your hand where it is or wherever it is? Yeah. Okay, so we clearly needed to have Boy Scouts remind us about knots, so keep as you were. For those of you at home, I'm hoping that you've taught your cat or dog how to tie a knot. That will be helpful. And let's just take a moment. We're going to have a chance to talk about this in a little bit. Let's just take a moment to refocus together on this practice. And it's so good to engage with one another. But I invite you to turn your attention back here for just a moment, because what I want us to do is to understand that while this may feel a little silly, a little foolish, a little simplistic, it is important for us to take some time in whatever form works for us, and it doesn't have to be this, to think about how we will care for our hearts, for our minds, for our bodies, for our spirits in these times. And I'm so grateful that we can do this together. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Andy Smith, he, him, his. I'm a member of your Board of Trustees. As we talk today about rituals, I'd like to share one of mine. I give a little bit each week at the call for the offering. While this, of course, helps our congregation, it also helps me by putting myself into a giving mindset and reminds me of how much of a blessing it is to be able to give and also to be able to receive help when you need it. You can make a donation online by visiting MDUUC.org and clicking the Give Now button, or here in person by dropping your cash or check in the baskets as they are passed around. Will the ushers please come forward to accept the offering? Please join me in dedicating the offering with the words that are on the screen. To the work of this community in transforming ourselves and our world, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings. Thank you.
So in the last part of this ritual that we have engaged in together today to welcome this very particularly unique 2026, I invite us to do the last part of that, which is to take into our heart one thing about community that we pledge to deepen for ourselves. It doesn't have to be the most, I want us to think about the thing we think will make the most difference, but then I invite us to think about something we'd be willing to share in community, and to turn to someone we haven't spoken with yet today and just very quickly offer that to them as a blessing. So please just share with somebody that you haven't spoken with yet today. I saw that, Don Green. Just a moment, and then we're going to come back. Just go. Okay. Thanks. So I hope some of you started a conversation that you will continue in our Borton Hall afterward, or stay on the chat today and continue or exchange numbers if you're online. It is really would be important to continue these conversations. You can continue them over creativity because someone's going to meet my challenge in the Borton Hall afterward, I'm sure. Because of all the things that we commit to do, care for ourselves and our connections and community are perhaps some of the most important as we meet this year. You know, one of my favorite services to plan every year is this one. I don't do resolutions anymore for all the reasons, but rituals and customs, each year it seems, speak more and more to my heart because they exist in that very special kind of neither here nor there time, which some call liminality. And we're in that kind of time, and yet this year I also knew it needed to be different. How different, I didn't know. When I began planning this service, our nation had not yet been involved in military strikes against Nigeria on Christmas Day, nor had we seized and abducted the leaders of another nation to imprison in our nation at the time that I began to plan this. But in some ways, that to me just deepens the need to do what we need to do, to embrace our own agency and our own power in the context of the world that we actually are inhabiting. Perhaps this time last year, we could tell ourselves it was all a mirage and it would go away. This year, we cannot do that, my friends. We cannot do that. We do that at our own peril. So you see, this year, as I said in my email message to you on Friday, one of our spiritual challenges is to engage in our lives in the context of what is happening around us. The facts of it, this new abnormal. Denying it, minimizing it isn't going to work. Living only in longing for what was past is so 2025. And though we need to spend some time thinking about how we will live someday in the future, we must also live in the facticity of this time. We must hold the harsh realities of our time right up against this time of new and change. This service this year wasn't crafted around any particular tradition, culture, as it is some years. Its focusing lens for this year is the idea of moral injury, which deserves and will have its own service in the near future. But for today, I wanted to share a definition by Jonathan Shea. He wrote, "The violation of what's right by a person in authority in a high-stakes situation results in moral injury." And how many of us feel that we have experienced this? Yeah. And theologian, chaplain, and scholar Rita Nakashima Brock says, moral injury is a term used to describe a syndrome of shame, self-handicapping, anger, and demoralization that occurs when deeply held beliefs and expectations about moral and ethical conduct, what's supposed to happen in the world, are transgressed. It's distinct from other kinds of threats because it's not just about fear, like it is also about what we see ourselves doing in the system as the system gains its power against our values. It's witnessing depraved behavior or being unable to figure out how to prevent serious unethical acts. This is why we need to engage in more ritual practices of healing. We as people who believe in a set of values based on respect and the ability of people to engage in their own agency have experienced moral injury, and yet what will keep its most pernicious effects from destroying our ability to carry those values into the future will be to inoculate ourselves by doing preemptive soul repair. And that's what we've been doing in little ways today. It's just little bits of soul repair. Perhaps that means adding a moment of prayer to the beginning of your day before you turn on the screens. Or maybe it means developing a practice of mindfulness and meditation. Or maybe it means going back to singing in the shower. Or Wes told me his resolution for community is singing in the choir, which is great. Or maybe it means picking out tunes on the guitar. I'm always inspired. I'll take up my ukulele one more time. We'll see. But what I know it means is joining circles, reaching out, talking to people when you're here, being in community, because we need one another in these times. You know, a lot of times last year we heard, do not comply in advance. It's something we've been pleading for our leaders of this nation not to do, but too many of them did not heed us. My great hope on this new year, 2026, is that we will attend to our healing in advance. For we have witnessed and are witnessing and will witness things that shake our values to the very core, the foundations of our dreams, that cause moral injury to us, and to have the strength to hold up our values, to engage in them, despite what is happening in our society, would be the most important thing we can do. So take one more breath. And remember one knot you tied around your wrist, or if you didn't, in your head or wrote on your paper, however you chose to engage with this. Make a commitment to yourself for your own preemptive healing. In doing so, you commit to the future, to the present, and to the spirit of wholeness and life. May we be the ones to make it so.
This 1972 Bill Weathers song was written in remembrance of his tough childhood in Slab Fork, West Virginia. Living in LA as a popular musician, Withers missed a spirit of community that saw people through hard times. Please rise in body or spirit to sing our closing song, Lean on Me.
And I'm going to invite Wes to extinguish our chalice with these words of Rita Nakashima Brock. It takes morally resilient people to fight fascism. It takes morally resilient people to raise families. It takes morally resilient people to hold fast to the importance of community in our lives. So let us be those morally resilient people. Amen.